can't do nothing. You can't touch him. Hell, he can come back even at, what, he 46 now?
He might be older than that, 47.
You know what's funny? I mean, a lot of people will say, nah, he can't do it. Well, you put Brady in the right situation.
He'll be 47 August 3rd.
Hold on, let me take my glasses off real quick. Chat, stay with me now.
You go ahead. Okay,
What happens? What happens? You put Tom Brady on not the Patriots. You put Tom Brady in place of Brock Purdy. What happens if you put Tom Brady in the 49ers offense? What you think happens?
I just hope nobody hits it.
The supporting cast matters.
Yes, of course it does.
Boy, Brady over there with the 49ers?
But Ocho, did you listen? What was the first team that he named?
The Patriots.
That's not an accident.
Chad Johnson, Shannon Sharp.
What do you think Shannon Sharp thinks about Karen Reed?
A potential return for Tom Brady. And Chad Johnson thinks it is likely, I guess. I don't, but I guess it's fun to think about if you're the New England Patriots.
I'm shocked by the amount of people that are actually entertaining this, and not just fans, but members of the media. That
who?
Wiggy?
What, him coming is he back? A member of the media?
Yes, he is.
Oh, he is? Okay.
He's fully credentialed.
So do you not believe if the opportunity presents itself like it did last year when the 49ers picked up the phone to call Brady, you don't think if a team that has everything in place calls Brady, you don't think he's going?
No.
Man, he just told you that.
He lies 90% of the time.
I know, but he's going to have to answer this question every Sunday. Every Sunday on the broadcast. Hey, Tom, there's going to be teams calling.
And I think he loves it. I think
he loves that.
He loves that, Wiggy.
There's no way.
Jermaine Wiggins, you have me on your side of the street here for a second. We watched that Week 1 game. The Brady you saw in the Kraft suite at Gillette Stadium is not going to last a full season calling games. He's like it'd be like me spending every day this foot close to a bar. It's fun once in a while. Not exactly a place I should reside.
You're talking about when he was getting rather aggressive. Animated in arguing something with Jonathan Kraft or describing this football team, whatever he was doing with Jonathan Kraft.
Like, I feel like him being in the Fox booth might be the worst place for him, while I think it makes sense in the first sort of understanding that this is a way for him to be part of the league, still in everybody's living room, but doesn't have to be on the field. I think he's going to be like shaking in that booth, wanting to go on the field because last year we all believe he's like, I'm better than Jalen Hurts, I'm better than Mac Jones. Why am I up here?
Of course, and he knows it, and he's like, if Joe Flacco can do it, Joe Flacco.
Okay, there's a lot of.
What's the difference?
How old is Joe Flacco?
He's like 38. And he don't take care of himself like Brady does. See, the age thing, to me, you could throw that out the window. Brady was playing in the league, 2 years ago?
Right. Mm-hmm.
He was in great shape. He doesn't have to run around.
3 years ago, he was the runner-up for MVP.
Right, so the age thing is about from the neck up. He's not losing anything, so he takes a couple of hits. He took a couple of hits anyways when he was 45. He's got his boy Alex there, his soulmate, to take care of him. Right. Brady, I'm telling you, there is – and especially the worst thing you could do is, and Curtis, you're right, is put him around football every Sunday. And I don't know who's going to be the play-by-play guy, but damn, Tom, this is some bad quarterback play out here. Well, you know what? You should go down at halftime, and you don't think Tom's going to be like, oh, I could do this. And let's say, and I'm not saying he is, but let's say he sucks at what he's doing.
Okay, he's not going to stink on television. I think
we don't know that.
Okay, what has he sucked at?
I'm just saying,
letting other teams win.
Maybe he's not himself, where he's not comfortable. Like, because when we see Brady, he's like, "Oh, I'm better than this guy. This guy stinks. The league nowadays is soft. These players, like, that's who he is. Is he going to be that same Brady in the booth, or is he going to be robotic? Is he going to be like, well, it's very difficult because you know what I mean?
I don't think Tom will have a easy time being critical of other star players.
Right, and he's super critical when you get him on the shop, you get him feeling comfortable now.
That's why I don't understand why we would think he'd be any different on a broadcast than he would there. It's the same eyeballs that are watching him in a broadcast.
See the players.
Okay, so if he says something on Julian Edelman's podcast, then he sees a player. They're still hearing it, whether it's in the broadcast or in a podcast.
And they might say something to him. Like,
right, so then what's the difference?
Or how's he going to react to that? He doesn't have to see players if he's just going on Julian Edelman's podcast.
You don't think Brady sees a lot of players out right now?
What's Brady? You think Brady's showing up?
I don't know, at the white party every year in the Hamptons.
You think Brady's showing up on a Friday at facilities to watch practice now after he says, I'm better than this effing guy, and that might be Ryan Tannehill, and then he shows up on a Friday having to do the game on Sunday? And you don't think that's going to be like something that he now has to know, like, all right, I got to put the governor on a little bit?
I don't know, because who would really disagree with him?
If he's criticizing you don't think somebody's going to –
It's Tom Brady.
Who almost got to a fight last year on the sideline because of something – who was the receiver?
The Thursday night game, Steve Smith and the guy Judy.
Yeah, right, because Steve is just doing his job, saying something. Judy didn't like it, makes mention to him when he sees it. Brady's going to be on the broadcast every Sunday, and he's going to have to go to practice and talk to these guys.
I mean, who is the oldest guy ever to play in the NFL?
Was it
Adam Vinatieri?
Well, I thought it was the guy
George
Blanda or something like.
Greg, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're the oldest one here.
I'm not sure.
I mean, he's going to be 48 years old?
47.
47 years old.
But he looks not a day over 43.
Okay, but you take a hit at 47, it's...
What's the hit? What's the difference between 45 and 47? I mean, honestly.
I do sadly believe that he's going to need to get a serious injury for this to fully be off the table. Because I think if you were sitting with Tom Brady right now, and God love you, you can show up, Tom, got a little bit of time left. If he sat right there, he would tell you he still can play in the NFL.
Right.
So knowing that you have the ability, knowing that there is a need, and sitting out has, especially because the biggest thing that we haven't brought up here, it's Mahomes winning 3.
Yep.
That's what is the impetus behind this regenerated talk, because he's scared that he'll be like his boyhood idol in Montana and eventually be no longer the GOAT.
If he comes back, how long would he come back for?
I would say I would do like the 2016 season. I would come back week 5 or 6 like you did post-suspension on a team that's a definite playoff team. Now that there's only one bye, it's not a big deal in the regular season as long as you get in. And try it that way. I can't believe I'm talking.
Yeah, but then how many? So then the rest of that season, and then he retires again.
I don't know.
He's
maybe
not coming
it's
back.
so crazy.
He's not.
Yeah.
Wiggy is living.
Jackson, can we do a poll? Do you think Tom Brady's coming back?
Wiggy is living in a fantasy world.
But why are so many people now saying it? So many people believe
because he put it out there, and he's loving the fact that everybody is talking about it. We spent half the show today talking about Tom Brady
again
during the offseason.
But isn't it a bad? Isn't it a bad look for him? Because there are people that are like, all right, Tom, enough is enough. When they ask you, are you going to come back? Just say, no, I'm going to retire. Enough is enough with this yo-yo in us. You don't think that he's going to be asked about that all the time?
So what you're saying then is not that you think he's going to come back. You think it's a bad look that he keeps teasing everybody and saying that he's going to come back. Yeah,
because
I
it's
would
a bad.
agree with you.
And so
I would agree with
that
you.
my point is, so
if he has no intention of playing again, then tell everybody he has no intention of playing.
Quit playing games with my heart.
Right, and we all believe that Tom Brady is a smart guy.
Yes.
And he knows by him saying this, it's a bad look on him. Why would he say something?
He doesn't, because people start talking about it as soon as he said it.
You don't think he thinks now when people are going to start criticizing, come on, Tom. You don't think that he knows, or if I say this, it could potentially be a bad look because people are going to be like, again, Tom? He's turning into Brett Favre.
Right. He already said it'd be like Jordan. I mean, the fact that he mentioned Jordan is the only element of that entire god-awful podcast that is worth revisiting, because Jordan was around Brady's age in terms of NBA life. He was younger, but 41 in the NBA is like 45 in the NFL.
Completely different.
And he said about divesting out of the ownership and coming back onto the court versus onto the field. This is something he is absolute. I think Tom may have thought he and his family would be doing stuff now.
That's a good point.
And he's no longer,
he's no longer a married man that has to chase kids around every single day.
Right. And
now he's got visitation rights, and he's probably like, well, what else am I doing?
Right. No, I'm serious. I mean, when you have Giselle who's downstairs going, is it another Tommy day?
Right. Tommy, you got to pick the kids up from school.
Could you imagine having that lady say that to you? Is it a Tommy day? Oh.
Now it's just like, all right, I know when my visitation rights are. I see my kids. I play with them for a weekend or however long it is, and then I give them back to Giselle, and now I'm a single guy trying to figure out what's my next move.
Who's 47?
Right, but 47 in his age and in his world.
Well, I don't know. When did your guy's body start breaking
Yeah, but
down?
it's completely different.
Mine was like 22.
Yeah, and it's completely different. This guy is like the
Wiggy was disappointed. He thought the hash browns meant something else.
No, but the way he takes care of himself and the way you can't get touched as a quarterback, that plays a major role into